Hello, Aquarius. The Yoga Mystic here at your service to do a weekly energy check-in tarot reading for the sun sign of Aquarius. I have cleared the energy, the space, and the cards with Palo Santo, and we have the beautiful Magic Kitty here at the top of the screen here. She likes to be involved in these. Okay, Spirit, please preside over this reading for the sun sign of Aquarius. Allow your energies to flow and move through the cards in such a way that the Aquarians can receive the messages they need at this time. Let's see what's going on with you this week, Aquarius. Okay. 5 of Wands. We're going to put that right there. Aquarius. King of Wands. Seven of Cups. Six of Pentacles. Six of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Let's see that. Okay. 5 of Wands tells me some energy maybe in the beginning of the week starts off a little not conducive. 5 of Wands is the energy isn't smooth. The energy isn't conducive. So, Mercury is in retrograde. So you may be experiencing some miscommunications, things not working right, things not panning out the way that you had hoped, just some kind of, it doesn't have to be stressful, but it's not lovely or pleasant energy, I guess I should say. King of Wands is you going after your passions. Now with these two together, be mindful of ego getting in the way or trying to control things. The more that we resist and try to control, then the more we might have of that energy, right? Things just dropping things, forgetting things, losing things, kind of stuff. So, try to stay out of anger. King of Wands can be passionate. Stay out of anger and frustration as best as you can. Meditate, calm down, try to surrender and let things just kind of work themselves out instead of falling into control and frustration. 7 of Cups can say that you may have a lot of options and opportunities this week. It can also create confusion and illusion when we have a lot of options. 6 of Pentacles, there's even energy exchanges happening, some good give and take. And then, as we're moving through the week, it gets a lot better. 6 of Swords, you're moving to calmer waters. And by the end of the week, you've got Ace of Pentacles, which is an elevation of personal growth or personal value, things like that. You're feeling much better about yourself by the end of the week. All right, any advice and guidance for Aquarius? Advice and guidance. Spirit, can I please have some advice and guidance for Aquarius? Advice and guidance. Ooh, that's a whole bundle. Advice and guidance, please, for Aquarius. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man and the Page of Cups. Now, the Hanged Man can mean spiritual stuckness, but it requires us to get a different point of view. Now, it did come out reversed, and I don't normally read reversals, but the Hanged Man I will, because when we've gotten the different perspective, the light comes on. So if there is something that you're needing to get a different perspective on, please do so. But if you have gained the perspective, the light shines. Spirit, wants you to maybe get a different perspective. Turn your light on, activate your third eye, really be good for you to meditate. Hang upside down, maybe even. Maybe there's a certain situation that you need to look at differently. All this energy that's kind of mishaps, right? Or not moving conducively or smoothly. Can you look at it differently? Can you maybe you can just say, oh, look at this. Oh, and just observe it without judging it, make it playful, make it a game. Page of Cups, Spirit says there is a vision, a dream inside of you that lives inside of you that needs to come to fruition. So if you can, focus on that this week. Focus on bringing that vision and dream to life. And the final outcome for Aquarius. Final outcome. Final outcome for Aquarius. Now, this energy that starts at the beginning of the week might cause some heartache, but you are going to be focused on your security, your stability, your finances. Remember that things only happen to us. The bad hardships, trials, tribulations, and I know it's not always fun to hear this, but it's the truth. They are refining us. They are growing us. They are making us wiser and stronger. So hang in there. Reach out for support if you need it. Talk to a friend. Don't let the hurt feelings consume you. Try to heal your heart. Release the grief, the sorrow, the anger, the frustrations as best as you can. Yoga, meditation, counseling. There's different things out there that can help you get through hard times, right? I have a feeling whatever's happening in the beginning of the week, get a different perspective. Spirit is advising you to look at it with your third eye. Look at it from an eagle eyes view. Look at it from your higher self's view. The human you, it might break your heart or really disappoint you or upset you. But this is a good one. Rejection is divine intervention. We don't want anybody who doesn't want us, and if you get denied for a job, that means there's something better out there. Don't fall into this. Focus on where it is you're going. Focus on the opportunity that's meant for you, that's coming for you. If it's a relationship or a person, okay, thank you for the reveal, for the truth. Okay, that one's not my person. So they've saved me time and kept the space open for my real person to come in. Try to get a different perspective. This might be a challenging week and it might require you to, and I think by the end of the week, it's going to be great, but getting you through the beginning of it, I think perspective is going to be huge. I am going to get you an oracle card. This week I am using the Sacred Geometry Activations. Spirit, can I have one Sacred Geometry Activation? Oh, Alchemy. Alchemy. Number 8. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside, each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation. Number 8, okay, we're going to read it from the book. You may have to alchemize this energy, in the beginning of the week. Alchemy usually refers to the process of transforming matter, particularly that from metal into gold. In a more esoteric sense, alchemy has been associated with magical transformation that have to do with longevity. Magic is as real as we allow ourselves to believe. Whether we aim to transform metal into gold or wish to find the secret to life itself, the immortality of the soul. When we access the mysterious, subtle, and often undefined parts of ourselves that light us up, we get a taste of real magic. Love is one of the greatest, most mysterious and magical energies in the universe. When love comes to us and we open our hearts to welcome it, true alchemy can work its magic on every aspect of our being. In tantric traditions, it is believed that when two people merge through not only their physical bodies, but with all the energetic aspects of themselves aligned as well, they can reach states of consciousness that have powerful, rejuvenating effects and can even open the door to immortality. These heightened states of consciousness can also be achieved by a single individual. The key, either way, is the intentional, directed, deep state of love that merges all dualistic aspects, the masculine and the feminine, with others and ultimately within ourselves. The alchemy image shows how one becomes two. I'll put the card up here so you can see it. Or is it the other way around? From the center source, spin the two aspects of masculine, left circle with the upward triangle, and feminine, right circle with the downward triangle, representing the dualistic world of the physical plane. The bright orange represents the color of our sacral chakra, which is linked to our sexuality, our connection with others, and its freeing effect on the body and mind. Purple and violet represent our connection to the higher realms and source, indicating that our consciousness is as much part of the merging as our physical bodies are. The large triangles refer to the union between the masculine and the feminine, where the upward triangle represents the masculine and the downward one, the feminine. The number 6, circles, light sources, represents harmony, love, and balance. Take a moment to go inside yourself and remember who you are. Remember that you hold within you all the secrets of unlimited potential and infinite existence. Do you know that you are magical, that you can perform magical manifestations? You are a great sorcerer. Practice your magic often. So in the beginning of this week, when things may not be going, smoothly, it's like people are trying to work together, but it's chaos. Can you remember who you are, what you're passionate about, your magic, your fire, and remember the dream that lives within you that you're trying to bring to fruition, right? Focus on that. Remember who you are. I think that'll get you through the beginning. And by the end, it's like, yeah, you embody who you are. You step into who you are, But the beginning, and maybe these, things in the beginning of the week are there to remind you of who you are and what you can handle and what you can accomplish. Okay. All right, Aquarius, I'll see you next time.